reference comes from what a surprise, this Milanote mood board, right? It's kind of like, okay, ignore the tons of plushies, right? But this kind of style. So like this, and this was like the biggest reference, I guess. So I have to just finish more or less the block out, not just quite yet. So one more thing we have to do is, if this is like the rough bed frame, I just press Ctrl A to apply all transforms. So if we go to face select mode on the upper left, or with 3 on your keyboard, we can press I to inset. So this makes this thing happen, which is one of the best things in Blender, I think. Just insetting it a little bit, like around maybe 2 centimeters to get like the wooden frame. Then pressing E to extrude, and not too much, obviously, maybe something like this. We're not really building a bed, so we don't need to entirely overdo it, right? That's maybe also a thing. Also, I think it would be nice to get this up a little bit. Okay. And we're gonna duplicate that part. So duplicate this, right? Now it's like its own thing. Shift D, right click your mouse so it pops back into place, and hit P to separate it. So now it's a separate mesh, right? So this is separate from that frame. And okay, next step is shifting this up a little bit on the Z axis, going back into edit mode, hitting this and extruding this so it comes out a little bit higher. And this whole thing, I think we should definitely put subdivision modifier on it. I will explain in a second why. So I know this looks horrible. Don't judge Paola. Paola's with me right now. Don't judge. I know this looks more like a casket now, but we will make it.
It looks like a diamond.
It's a casket bed for a diamond. No, okay, so we're gonna put in a loop cut to define those edges, right? So I'm gonna put this in here, and another one to put this in here and get like the corners in a real nice shape, right? But you guys will see that once we have this put nice in shape, this is when we can actually get a really nice form out of this. So just making sure you guys see this. So this looks more like a mattress shape than just having a square, right? And we want to put a sheet over this. So eventually, actually, this geometry will vanish or get like cut in half. But we need it as a base for putting a sheet on top. So for now, let's just, make this like a little bit more detailed and get this like more into a mattress shape. I'm actually doubting a little bit right now how much. But I think that should work. I think that's good enough. Let's see. Yeah, looks mattressy. It's okay. It is okay, indeed. My computer is so laggy right now, and I'm not... I mean, yeah, it has a high polygon, but I had worse. I'm not quite sure why it's so laggy. But yeah, I'm gonna select those pieces. Let's just separate them again from like the rest in here. This is so much laggy. Oh my god. Okay, just isolating this view again, because then there is no laggy. It just works. Why? What does it want from me?
Are you going to do the blanket with Claw, or just right away with Blender as well? Like,
I have a preference for doing that in Claw. Actually Marvelous Designer. What do you think? Should we do it? I mean, it can be done in here. It's not like it cannot be done in here, but well, I guess it's preference. It's a question of preference. So what's your preference, Paola? It's your big choice. It's your big day.
I want you I want you to do it with Blender. I was watching yesterday do it with Blender, like materials, so like fabric, and it looked very good. So if you can do it with Blender. Just to see how it goes.
Yeah, let's try. I mean, I'm all up for trying it. It's like there is no guaranteed success, to be honest, with doing this in Blender.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's too painful. It's just too painful. Yeah, let's try it. I think the way I would want to do this is okay. We would start with a cube, right? And with turning the cube into a cushion. I think that would be the first thing that we need to do. What's like a classic cushion size?
The size? Oh god, I have to Google that.
Yeah, can you Google this? That would be helpful.
But you can take like half of the bed size, a little bit bigger maybe.
For the cushion, for like the pillow?
No, for the pillow.
I don't know. What, any thoughts?
But I'm looking it up.
Let's just look.
You just want one? Okay.
I think yeah. I think one is good enough. I think personally. I think it's gonna be right. It's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to subdivide this. So let's put in some loop cuts, right? Let's make this like when you're subdividing, especially for fabric simulations within Blender, try to keep the grid as square as possible, right? So those little thingies, they should ideally look really squarey and not very rectangular. So maybe something like this. And then on the side, let's repeat this. Okay. So something about, I want to say like this. And let's simulate. Okay, so for us to be able to simulate this, we need to turn this whole bed. And I want to say, let me think. Yeah, I think, okay. So we need to turn this one into a collision surface. We need to turn this one into a collision surface. And I think that should be good enough because it's probably never going to touch the frame. So I guess that's good enough. And then obviously we have to add a cloth modifier to the pillow. So that's what I just did. On the upper right, we can select between different favorites. So cotton, denim, leather, rubber, or silk. It's not my preference on how to set this up, actually. My preference is using Hard Ops. Hard Ops is actually, it's a hard surface modeling tool that I've been using for a while, and I started using it while learning from the Blender Bros. Because the Blender Bros just make the best hard surface tutorials out there. And yeah, it also contains an automatic setup for cloth. So as you can see here, right, this is how it already comes. So it's like, it's very, very convenient, right? And then you can go into here and you can play with the pressure settings, right? You can, so for example, this one we could maybe put to something like 11, right? So it's not so fluffy, maybe even less. Maybe let's put it to like 5. I think 5 seems more realistic. And then we can still model, right? Like it's not gonna stay like this. And then maybe the shrink. What happens if I put this to 1? Oh, I think I made it now shrink all the way. There's nothing left. Yeah. Okay. Minus 0.5 maybe. Okay, that's. I guess that's not terrible actually. And gravity is good, right? So I think we can actually happily say we want to apply this. So now I have already applied this simulation, right? So now we can take this and actually set origin to the geometry and shrink this, right? Okay, like and you set this to shade smooth, right? You can put a modifier on that to make it look more smooth. So, and now we can go in here and, you know, just play around with this a little bit to make this like look a little bit more realistic, maybe. I mean, realistic with you know, realistic in the sense of not crazy realistic, right? But at least to the point of turning this into something that people might believe is really a cushion or a pillow. Most of it will honestly will do like some good once you. Yeah.
But you're not in the sculpting mode right now, right? You're just kind of changing.
No, I actually still in modeling
the
mode.
vertices.
The only thing I'm using is this little tool that's called proportional editing. That's the tool I'm using. That's why it feels a little bit like I'm sculpting. But honestly, because I'm so bad at sculpting, I keep avoiding it as much as I can. And now, like, if Domingo would watch this now, he would be like, yeah, you would laugh at this. But I just posted this on Lenster, like something that I sculpted these days, and like I have to do it all over again because it turned out really bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have
now
to check out Lenster. Is Lenster open for everyone?
no, it's not yet open for everyone. But it's such a good. I know this is like a little bit of a sidetrack right now, but it's such a good software to use. It's just very intuitive, so it doesn't change too much. I'm using it mainly on my phone through Orb, and it's just really, really nice. I really like it. So this is the little buddy that I sculpted for ALANA. It's like her archive assistant, and you can tell I'm just like really bad at this. So I'm gonna redo it. But
did you all do with sculpting that one?
No, so I modeled it first. Then I joined all the different meshes with Boolean modifiers, set to addition, to union actually. And then I started remeshing it so that it, has like even poly count on all the different meshes. And then I went into sculpting, and I was like, as I was sculpting, I was like, oh, no, this is not looking the way I want it to look like. Never mind. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of the same procedure now for the blanket. It's not too different, but we need to, make this much thinner. Like think about thinking about different. It's never gonna look as nice as Enclo, to be honest. Like, I love Blender, but it's never gonna look as nice. So, yeah. I think we want to have this hang down, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Cool, so kind of the same rules apply, right? So first things first, let's make the upper grid. Or actually, in this case, let's go and make this grid here first. I'm thinking. Or am I not? No, we're going to make the upper grid first. It is always the upper one. It's always the largest face first. Never mind. And so to make this not too heavy, let's keep it fairly low for now, okay? So something like this. No, this is our problem. Okay. Maybe I should have made the other one first. I don't know. I'm thinking. I think actually we need to go pretty high already from the beginning because our side face is so small. So let's go something like this. Looks pretty squarey to me. And then this one. Yeah, now it's almost, so the thing is, right, to make those faces, even though they have to make them almost equal, that's kind of sometimes the tricky part. And honestly, this is like nothing you can calculate. It's just eye measurement, right? This is I mean, I'm sure you could calculate it, but why would you, right? So this is what happens if we just keep it the way it is set right now.
Wow.
So let's shrink this all the way back to 1, I think. And then we get a little bit of a problem with self-collision here. So this is something we actually need to fix, right? So I never set these ones to collision before. And as you can tell, I also didn't set this one to collision. So that's the stuff we definitely need to fix before running the sim. So I didn't do that. Now we're in trouble. We're in double trouble. Okay. So setting this to collision, setting those to collision, setting this to collision, and setting this one to collision. And maybe this one too. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that's not working so well. The biggest one being really poor self-collision. So if we pause this, we can tell, if I go to face orientation, how the back side of the lower face goes through to the front side. And this is obviously something we always want to avoid by any means necessary, right? So instead of, actually I'm gonna undo all of the collision stuff and also gonna undo even running this cloth sim. Okay, so should everything, yeah, okay. So let's do, oh, sorry. Let's do collision here. Let's do collision. And usually you don't have to change those settings, right? Like for the most part, like the collision settings actually work really, really well. So that's kind of a nice thing. That's something they made so much better, so you don't have to worry too much about it, which is nice. Okay, so let's try at the cloth modifier again. Let's go back to 2. Yeah, I think we have to. Okay, I think we have to do the following. Because there's something that this tool that I've been using to do this will not help us with. We need to adjust the self-collision, right? So we have to go into the cloth modifier itself and we have to ask for self-collision. I think without that, we will definitely not get there. Yeah, so now we have at least self-collision. And you can already tell the biggest problem right now is that we cannot do what we can do so conveniently in Marvelous Designer or Clo, where we can just be like, okay, this is not supposed to go here. Can I just like fill this a little bit over the frame, right? You cannot do this in Blender. There is no way of doing this. And this is how this gets like so annoying, right? Because it means you have to adjust. So what we could do is we could move this a little bit slider here and hope that it falls down. But yeah, well, what a surprise. It really doesn't, right? So you go back again and you just keep doing this until you've done this like a million times. And at some point, maybe you get lucky and, it falls over it, right? Like now. Now we might be getting lucky. But you don't really get like the look or the feel of a blanket, I think.
No.
it's not quite looking the part. For the pillow, I think it usually works really nicely. But for the blankets, it gets too annoying to do it. I think that is the sheer truth. It gets too annoying. It's so much nicer to do in yeah, I think we should just get rid of it and export this back to Marvelous Designer. Are you in favor?
Come. Yeah. It was nice to see. I didn't realize that you cannot pull everything to the right position.
Yeah, this is the part that is not so cool because it's not a fabric. It's not an entire fabric simulator in that sense. It's yeah. Two less things you can control. In the end, it's still a modeling software. So yeah, let's just get this baby over to Marvelous Designer and open this. Actually, let me check on my calendar if I'm not being on a YouTube live while someone is waiting for me.
Oh.
No one's waiting. Justin, I have to go in 20 minutes. This is when someone.
It's the Twitter space, right? When's the Twitter space starting?
Oh no, the Twitter space is right now. We're doing we're doing a YouTube live while they are doing Fashion Friday's Twitter space and probably have a lot of fun doing it while we try to make a bed.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but I guess it's okay to miss one. I'm definitely gonna listen to the recording though. I really wanna know what they're talking about. I think it's an interesting one. Also want to know more about Mutiny's Antwerp Cyber 6. It's really intriguing to me, the topic.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear from her for a long time. I have no idea what she's doing.
Yeah, so it's a good option, no? Let's figure it out. Okay, so assets. Let's just name this bad to MD. Right, so I'm using Marvelous Designer, but Paula already knows this. Also, we have to, in this case, we actually do have to select it only, and we want to make sure that, and I figured already, okay, wait. Let me actually cancel this. File, export. Wait, why can I not apply? Oh, I figured, damn. Okay, let's try FBX export because I need to make sure that, the modifiers are being applied. This is why I had to go back from OBJ and change to FBX, because in the OBX export you don't have that function in Blender, or at least I could never find it. So now we can export it and apply the modifiers. Modifiers applied means, for example, here we have the subdivision surface, right? Here we have the hops mirror modifier. So all of this file adds. It's actually an avatar, but I guess we just imported as an FBX. Just the way it is. ALANA. We are in the ALANA Show, web rooms, assets, bad to MD. And very important, set this to meter if I'm not mistaken. There is no animation, no cache animation, no automatic arrangement points. So let's hope it just comes in right, and it's not coming in right. It came in way too big, I think. Yeah, that doesn't look too good. This looks like something out of a. This is not a good fit. Okay, so let's try again. Maybe I should have just gone. I think I changed something in my settings at some point because we had this just a while ago as well, right? So something is off, I think, in my.
No.
Yeah, there's something off in my settings. Okay, cool. That's oh, ooh, huh? I didn't know this. I didn't know they would come as separate pieces. That's actually fairly dope. I wasn't aware that was a thing. So That's
Crazy. Is that an
so I
MD thing?
cannot. Okay, I cannot move everything at once. So we just leave it there. Okay, we're not gonna move anything. Okay, let's make a blanket. Any good ideas for blankets?
Well,
No, just messing
just
with
simple one with like
What's a,
Absteppungen.
what's a good size? Probably like what, 200 centimeters by 160,
Yeah, that's perfect.
right? Seems like reasonable, I guess, but the other way around, 160 by 200. I think that's what we want. Okay. Okay, so that's good. So let's put this. Let's make this work.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay. And let's stitch. So now is the question, right? We could do two things. I think. Yeah. Do we do like a padding? Should we do a padding?
Yeah, definitely. Like a very simple one.
Right, just like a square one. I was thinking, nothing too fancy,
Yeah.
right? Okay. 160. What is it? I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry. 40. Does this seem reasonable? Seems reasonable because this is 5. Okay, yeah, seems reasonable. Okay. Yep. Like that we get squares. That was my point. Ay. Do I even? Hopefully.
Oh, you can also just do like offset as internal line, right?
Ah, you're right. Oh, why didn't you say something sooner? And now I'm almost
I
done.
didn't realize.
Nah, you're right. I should have offset this. You're absolutely right. So much better, so much smarter. This is how you can tell the difference between Paola, who does this like on a regular basis, and me going into Marvelous Designer only when I need it. This is the difference. This is the true difference, I think. Wait, I'm just gonna clone this, right? I'm just gonna do a symmetric pattern, and then I'm gonna stitch it up together, right?
It's already stitched, though. Isn't it? If you clone it?
No,
like, did you do superimpose under or something?
I still need to sew, no? I haven't done that yet.
If you do like superimpose under, like clone under, no, what is it called? That is.
It's called.
Wait, let me see.
Do I need to select both pieces for it? I think. Oh no.
No, just one. And then, do you have it here?
Oh, I think I still need to make sewing lines though. I think I cannot be saved from that, can I?
I'm not sure if you. It looks different than in Clo a little bit.
Okay, because I have it here, but it's not active. If
No,
I
it
don't
has
have
to
sewing
be
lines.
something with cloning.
Oh, with cloning? Wait.
Or like, I think.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, layer clone.
Layer clone over.
Layer clone. Yeah.
Under.
That one.
Under. Yeah. Okay.
And then it's like already sewn and exactly underneath the top one.
Oh, you're my. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's put some pressure on this in the realist sense of the word, and let's simulate, because why not? How can it fly away with just like 6 pressure, huh? How's that even possible, my friend? It's like, what's happening here, you know? Yes, it keeps flying away.
You might have to simulate it first without pressure and then.
Fine. Go here. Go here. And look, we're not bothered here that this is happening because this is what we do, right? Oh, but I think I know why this is giving us trouble. Look at this. This is why. I need to flip the normal on this one.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one reason why the pressure wasn't working so well.
Yeah. Cute.
Okay. Also. Okay, let me try putting on some pressure. Let's do it. Let's do it. Pressure up, baby.
And then you have to also put -2 on the other one, though. Although it works, actually. It's fine. Oh, no,
You're
it's
sure
flying away.
about
Sorry.
-2? You're sure about -2? I was fine.
Never mind. It was fine, yeah.
Wait, -1? No, this one is actually
No,
2.
I would.
And this one is maybe -1?
I don't know. It looked fine without it when I'm thinking. But like, try it.
Hey, let's just see what happens. Maybe it just takes off again. Look at this.
No, it's flying.
Look at
It's
this,
flying away.
taking off. Like, bye. I'm gonna go somewhere where no one can find me. I'm Alana's blanket. Bye. Out of the shot. Okay.
Right.
This is actually quite hilarious. Okay. So let's stick with 2 and let's stick,
0.
this one like just 0, yeah. Also, it might help.
We might have to put some pins.
I was thinking, shouldn't we just freeze it out?
Oh, the underlay. Oh, yeah, that would be better. Yeah.
Right? And then it can just
Yeah.
like
That's true.
go, and we can even pump it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
If it will-
Yeah, now you can do everything.
Because look at this. Look at those little bubbles. See this? It's like
Yeah.
it's like bubbling up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we could probably go a little bit wild. How do you feel about this? Should we?
Yeah,
I
I think
was
it's enough.
I think so too. The only thing I was thinking is if we should, because I think this part is actually quite nice in the sense of not being too orderly.
Yeah.
This one is trying to be orderly, right? Maybe it's also too much. Maybe we should make it a little bit more chaotic, and then put like something folded on here.
Oh yeah, like a blanket.
I kind of like.
Just wonder if the pillow should be on the
Oh, you mean on top of
on the
the?
blanket.
I think it could be either or. I think there's, but you're right. Preferably probably on top. Okay, that's I mean, you just saw what I saw, right? We can just delete this out
Yeah.
if we wanted to. So now it's coming in handy that those pieces are all loose pieces. Which is kind
I
of
wonder
nice.
if it works with clothes as well.
True. Also, I'm gonna undo the freezing.
Oh.
So unfreezing. Actually, instead of shifting this all the way, how about just moving it? Time table.
Nice.
Okay, once this has settled, maybe we can do like a few more pillows in we're thinking
I like the one with the heart and the ruffles. I saw it on the mood board.
Right? That's a nice one. I thought so too.
Yeah.
So, okay, first, doing like no pressure, right? So we get the bottom one in like a narrow shape and it's not just floating out on the sides. Then taking the bottom one and making sure it's frozen. Then taking the upper one, giving this like a 5% pressure, re-simulating this, because I think then we get the nicest result, I think. That's actually fairly nice. And there's one more trick to this. There's a trick
Which one?
even you don't know. No, I'm just messing with you. I think I told you before. Nothing new for you. Okay. Bad complete. Guarda. Okay. So one really beautiful thing you can do within Marvelous Designer that you cannot really do within Clo is you can get rid of the triangles. That's good for two things. First of all, Blender hates triangles, so that's an important thing.
No, you can now. You can now do it with Clo as well.
You can do the remesh.
They change it.
They change it. Oh.
No, not the remesh, just only the quadrifying, or how do you call it?
Okay, because this
just to
the quadrangulate. Because this is the huge difference, right? If I do the remesh, I can do subdivisions and I can, clean up the mesh even further. So we're going to do this actually right now with this one. And let me actually export this. Because we don't need everything we see here, right? To make this shape look nice, we don't need all of this. So we might as well get rid of some of it, I think. I don't know if you agree, but... wait, which pillow, before we move on, which pillow did you like? This one?
It was the purple one. No, go out.
This one?
That
oh my
one,
god, we do have to do
like.
it. I think this is also a classic example for a Marvelous Designer. This is like nothing you would want to do in I want to argue this is nothing you would want to do in another software. So
because of the ruffles.
Yeah, definitely because of the ruffles. Question here is just maybe, unfreeze this for a second so we can put this on top while it's simulating. So I'm gonna try and do this so we get a natural dent into it.
Wow.
Right, that's kind of nice. Freeze. Okay, so next step, doing the hardy hard pillow. Okay, let's make a hard pillow, sure. Totally feeling here out of my comfort zone suddenly. And I'm already fucking this up. Okay, cool.
That's not a heart. I don't know, but like...
This is very obviously a heart. What are you talking about? Look at this pure, beautiful kind of shape. And this is always the hardest part. Actually, we have to stop now, and no one will know how this heart thing ever ended, because I have to go to another meeting. But I think this is actually... How is this not a heart? Come on.
No, it is.
Look at this. It's beautiful.
Hey.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna finish this, and we will meet next week, and you will see the amazing